Hello and namaste. This is Dr. Gaurang here, and I hope all of you are doing well. We are continuing our studies on mammal remedies, and we are going to talk today about a very interesting mammal remedy, which is so interesting that in the last 5 years, this lesser known remedy, probably I've used it more often than most other lac remedies. I think this also has to do with the current patterns that people are undergoing. We are talking about the remedy lac asinum, or the remedy prepared from donkey's milk. Very, very interesting. So of course there has been a proving done on for this remedy, and I want to broadly tell you how I see it as a picture and how patients have shared their expressions when I needed to prescribe this remedy. I think lac asinum is a patient. Very often we are giving this particular, and it's more common in women, this patterns. Although I've even seen even in a male patient a couple of times, is you will see a lot of patients whom you think require something between lac caninum and Staphysagrera and Ignatia, and something is not really fitting that well. This is a person lac asinum, and whenever you study a remedy, one has to study a remedy based on the source, based on the provings, and based on the clinical understanding. So it has to be all together. One of the main things that I saw with patients who require this remedy, something very interesting that I saw, was certain pattern of rubrics. And Chetna Shukla from India has already done some provings on this remedies. There are some very interesting rubrics of dreams. For example, dreams of being abused, dreams of being arrested of crimes, dreams of he had committed crime, and next most important, dreams people are laughing at him, which reminds you a lot of Baryta carbonicum. Imagine that, a feeling as if everyone is looking at me and everyone is laughing at me. This feeling of embarrassment actually, and a feeling as if I'm not good enough, I'm dirty. And that's where it should be compared with Ambra grigia, Baryta carbonicum, Staphysagrera also. More dreams that we also saw, dreams of people protected them, dreams people respected. Then there's a very interesting dream, dreams of roads steep, difficult. This is a very interesting dream because it shows that the road is very difficult and very steep, and I have to undergo a lot of hardships to undergo this. This explains the pattern more and more of this particular person who requires this remedy. They feel that I have had to undergo a lot of difficult and dirty work. So the rubric is, you can see that in the delusion rubric, delusion has to do dirty and unimportant work. This is the main delusion single drug rubric for lac asinum, and patients would often say these things that, doctor, my husband comes and just removes his clothes and tells, go and cook this and go and do this, and doctor, I am a doctor myself, but they are treating me like a slave, like I'm doing all the dirty work. I'm not supposed to do this. I'm a doctor, I'm a homeopath. But I'm doing just cleaning the utensils and cleaning the bathroom and cleaning the toilet as if I'm doing very, very dirty work. There is a feeling in this patient's room who are a little childlike, little immature. There is definitely some comparison between lac equinum and lac asinum. Definitely. The feeling of dirtiness, the feeling of shame is very, very strong. In shame, another remedy is lac suis. That's a remedy prepared from the pig. So there are rubrics in lac asinum of shame, fight wants to, rebellious. But the central rubric for me, and it's almost like a situational materia medica of a very typical Indian housewife who has to do very difficult, complicated household works, and even if she doesn't want to. Here you will often think about some patients you might have given CPI. there's a lot of dignity being hurt. There's a lot of ego being hurt here also. There is not the aggressiveness of lac caninum here in lac asinum. Some very, very interesting rubrics. They can be very irresolute people is lac asinum. They may appear humble and mild on the surface, but they can be quite aggressive also. There's a lot of suppression of anger and something like this in this particular case. So there's a lot of feeling of vexation in this remedy. Another feeling that you will often see is a lot of abandonment and estranged feeling. I've used it in a couple of cases of alopecia, allergies, also autoimmune diseases. You would think about this remedy. It's very interesting that the male donkey must be removed from other donkey unless breeding. They appear to be obstinate and very cautious. There's a lot of fear inside in lac asinum, and their milk is very similar to human milk. Interestingly, early Greeks and Romans during this time, donkey's milk was supposed to be very, very luxurious. The proving has been done by Jacques Lamotte Muller also, and Chetna Shukla from India has also done. So it's a very interesting remedy. Interestingly, the social structure is very important of the donkeys. They are herd animals and they become very depressed if they are alone or they are bored. So I think, and I've seen some couple of very interesting results with this remedy. I hope you use this remedy, and I also hope you join our new course which is starting very soon. You can read about it below.